Robert Smalls was born on April 5, 1839, in Beaufort, South Carolina. He was born into slavery in a small coastal town where he worked various jobs as a laborer, lamplighter, and dock worker. His early work around Charleston's harbor gave him the knowledge of ships and waterways that later became crucial in his daring escape aboard the CSS Planter and his rise to prominence. In 1856, he married Hannah Jones, an enslaved woman who was about 5 years older than him and worked as a hotel maid. Together they had 3 children, but sadly, only 2 survived: Elizabeth Smalls and Robert Smalls Jr., who later died of smallpox as a teenager. Smalls adored Hannah and worked hard to buy her and their children's freedom before their daring escape. The night was still in Charleston, South Carolina. The CSS Planter, a Confederate transport ship, sat quietly at the dock. But below deck, Robert Smalls, an enslaved man forced to work as the ship's pilot, had a plan, a daring escape that would change his life and history. Robert had spent years learning the harbor's dangerous waters, its sandbars, currents, and patrol schedules. The Confederates trusted him to guide the ship, but they had no idea he was preparing to use that knowledge for freedom. May 13, 1862. Before dawn, as Confederate officers left the ship for the night, believing it safe, Smalls made his move. With calm precision, he gathered the enslaved crew and their families, including his wife and children, onto the planter. He donned the captain's coat and wide-brimmed hat, mimicking the captain's confident posture. In the dim morning light, Smalls steered the ship out of Charleston Harbor, passing Confederate checkpoints. The most dangerous moment came as they approached Fort Sumter, heavily guarded and infamous for sparking the Civil War. Smalls coolly gave the correct Confederate signals, the ones he had memorized while working under bondage. The guards waved them through. As soon as they cleared the last Confederate guns, Smalls lowered the Confederate flag and raised a white bedsheet, an improvised flag of surrender. On the horizon, Union ships loomed. The Union Navy was skeptical. Was this a trick? But when they realized what had happened, cheers erupted. Robert Smalls had just delivered the CSS Planter, a ship loaded with Confederate weapons, artillery, and critical documents, straight into Union hands. More importantly, he had delivered himself, his family, and his crew to freedom. Smalls wasn't done. His bravery caught national attention. President Abraham Lincoln took notice, and Smalls helped persuade Lincoln to allow black men to serve in the Union Army, opening the door for thousands to fight for freedom. Smalls became a Union Navy hero, piloting the Planter in military campaigns and fighting for the cause of the Union. After the Civil War, Robert Smalls returned to Beaufort, South Carolina, and purchased the home where he and his mother had once been enslaved. But he had bigger dreams: politics. Smalls entered public service, becoming a U.S. Congressman, representing South Carolina for 5 terms. He fought for public education, civil rights, and worked tirelessly to protect the freedoms newly won by African Americans. After Hannah passed away in 1883, Smalls remarried in 1890 to Annie Wood, a teacher. They remained together until Smalls' death in 1915. From an enslaved man navigating the harbors of Charleston to a respected leader in Congress, Robert Smalls' journey is one of courage, intelligence, and determination. His story reminds us, when the path to freedom seems impossible, sometimes you have to chart your own course. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.